This is Boom Boom here with KocoSports.com, bringing you some breaking news out of the wrestling world. We are saddened to learn that former WCW star, WWE superstar, New Japan Pro Wrestling superstar Big Van Vader has passed away at the age of 63. His son Jesse just shared the news. Apparently, it happened right around 8 o'clock Monday night. The former World Heavyweight Champion had been battling a bout with pneumonia. Certainly succumbed to his conditions. It was just his time. So on behalf of myself, Dave Coco, and everyone with KocoSports.com, we'd like to extend our condolences to his family. Big Van Vader, again, most known for being a World Heavyweight Champion. He started his career out relatively as an unknown. He started out in New Japan Pro Wrestling. He defeated Antonio Inoki back in the mid to late 80s. He became the first ever Gaijin to win the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. From there, he was later signed to World Championship Wrestling. He became a monster heel with them. At one point would defeat Sting to become the WCW World Heavyweight Champion. From there, he would later lose the World Heavyweight Championship to Ron Simmons, the first ever African-American World Heavyweight Champion. After a little bit of a falling out there, he would go to the World Wrestling Federation. And rumor has it at one point he was supposed to win the championship, but somehow that was vetoed via backstage politics. Most recently, he had a big... there was supposed to be a documentary coming out. This doctor told him, and this is actually kind of creepy, back in 2016 that he only had 2 years to live, problems with his heart. Now Vader had took it all in stride. He continued to take booking dates. In fact, he even had a feud with Will Ospreay. This came out of the fallout of his match with Ricochet. Vader had said some things online. Ricochet had said some things online, or not Ricochet, Will Ospreay and Vader had a little Twitter exchange back and forth. This led to a match, I believe, at Progress in October of that year, October of 2016. Of course, that match was interfered by Pete Dunne. Vader would win that match. He at some points would serve as like a guest trainer for some of the guys in the WWE. He will certainly be missed. I know I had the privilege of seeing Vader live. This is back during his WCW days. In fact, it was my first ever big wrestling show. My uncle took me and my younger brother. This would have been about 91, I want to say. 91 or 92. It was during the Gulf War. I remember that. The first Gulf War. I remember that. And Big Van Vader was on the card. He used to freak me out because he had that just messed up mask, and he had that little mastodon helmet that would shoot the smoke out of the top. As a kid, I can tell you from personal experience, there were a lot of bad guys that made me mad, a lot of bad guys that made me want to hit them. But Vader was one of those guys that I was legitimately scared of. I was 9 years old, and I was legitimately scared of this guy, and I would not go anywhere near this guy. So I at least have the privilege of seeing him wrestle live. He contributed a lot to the wrestling world. I wish he would have had a little bit more success in WCW, but you look back at his career, I mean, he was a champion in New Japan, he was a champion in Europe, champion in Mexico, champion in WCW. The only place he didn't really make a big splash or championship-wise would have been the WWF at the time. There's just been outpouring of support and condolences, even from Will Ospreay. I was amazed, but maybe that whole thing was a work. I don't know. That was always a thing. Was that real? Was it work? Well, maybe this was a work. Of course, Samoa Joe, Harley Race, Ric Flair, everybody in between offering their condolences. I'm just completely left in shock by it, and I just certainly hope he's at peace now. And I am gonna miss Vader. So rest your soul, man. I believe he's in a better place now. So that's going to do it for me right now. We're going to have more shows coming up to you, so stay tuned to KocoSports.com. Make sure to hit like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. and you know, Dave and I will keep you updated. So, and thank everybody. I want to thank Zach Rowe and everybody else who's joining me live right now. Apologize, can't get all to your questions. I kind of got caught off guard, and I'm in the middle of doing something here. So, but we'll be back. So, thank you very much. The boom just went bang, and I am out.